Checks my watch. Oh, it's pink. It's Pink Appreciation Hour. Oh wait, hold on. Checks my calendar. Oh, it's Pink Appreciation Month. Wait, flips the calendar page. Oh, it's Pink Appreciation Year.
Oh wow.
Mercy.
Oh.
Mercy.
Oh.
Okay. I am
Cry before the
calm.
session.
You're a cinnamon roll, honestly.
Absolute cinnamon roll.
I'm calm. I am good. It's fine.
This is actually up, so I hope you're feeling it, because we're gonna need those emotions in your reads.
Yes.
Yes.
Very well.
Very well. It to us.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, my Discord did not
Merciful.
set me to... I was not set to standard, thank god.
Oh, well. Have you been speaking this whole time and I just couldn't hear you?
No, I was on Crispy the entire time.
Ah.
I've been here. I'm always here.
The whole time.
Even when you think I'm not.
Thank you, Icefang.
Thank you, Icefang.
Well, darling, I would have you by my side 24/7, 365. Bet.
Aww.
Aww.
Oh yeah, quick little news
Boss,
for the people who weren't in the chill chat earlier is that I got the edit done for yesterday's recording, and I would have it
I saw
uploaded.
some of it earlier. It looks so good.
I would have it uploaded now, but it takes at least an hour, and like I don't have that time, so I'll be doing it first thing tomorrow morning.
Totally fine.
I cannot believe that I missed another one.
You're okay.
Yeah.
This always happens to me. Why?
It's just
Yeah, it's fine.
At this point, it's just funny.
I'm petting the monitor, but I imagine it's you.
But on that note, can everybody hear me fine? Is there any audio issues? Is this
You sound beautiful.
Beautiful.
As always.
Glorious. K9, my love, are you ready with the recording?
Yep, the recording's been going for a bit.
Oh!
So we got all those tears on.
Yes!
Good.
Yes!
The tears always have to be recorded in the contract.
Very well then. I
Let's
should do
go.
the intro now. Run the intro again. Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Temptation's Ballad. My name is Pink Wisp and I will be hosting you all tonight, and I very much hope that you enjoy. Last time, we finished chapter 1 titled The Liar, the Commoner, and the Chosen One. We have set up the major plotline. Discord is bugs a little bit. Discord is Bugs Bunny confirmed. I knew I should have taken the left turn at Albuquerque.
Oh my god.
Think you don't understand. You have to be crying in order for us, in order for Discord to stop bugging. It's really important.
Okay, somebody make me cry right now.
Quick, somebody put on Light Years Apart.
Stop.
Pink is
Not
absolutely
that.
precious.
That's
Pink.
cheating.
Pink,
That's
you're a wonderful.
cheating.
Pink, you're a wonderful person, and I hope I'm always your friend.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Okay,
Oh,
guys,
get me immediately.
Again!
good. Now your mic's working.
I told you I was right.
Quit it.
Quit it!
Hey, somebody asked. I had to deliver.
And deliver you did.
Yes.
Oh, well, woe betide the motherfucker that comes bringing you trouble, because I will fight and win for you.
Aww.
And on that note, welcome back. We are back. Oh. Can everybody see the stream just fine? Is it buffering or is it fine?
Seems good.
This is really not. This is not
Looks good.
representative of how. Glorious. Okay.
That looks good.
let us have chapter 2. Proceeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, chapter 2!
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 2. Vulnerability and Risk. Marauders District. Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Nighttime. The night was quiet and still at the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Quite unusual. After many long hours partying and drinking with his papa and the other mercenaries, Cole had retired to the attic in a happy daze of exhaustion and quickly fell into a deep slumber. His chest rose and fell softly in the dim room while he slept. It was little wonder that Cole failed to notice the dim red glow in his pocket as the stolen ruby pulsed with life. Wisps of infernal magic flickered gently across the room and washed over Cole's unconscious body, gently probing his unguarded mind. A low voice suddenly rumbled through the night. Its deep tone reverberated through Cole's chest like a dark, rich ocean wave.
Alright, who hasn't gotten
Who
a chance
wants
to
it?
voice yet? Who wants to be something a little evil?
So do I do like the evil demon voice or?
Whatever you prefer.
If you'd
but
like.
if you'd like to.
Hello, the Bonebreaker.
Holy shit.
Are you worthy of my temptation?
Okay. Cole mumbled obliviously in his sleep and rolled over. More wisps of infernal energy spilled out of Cole's pocket and surrounded him in a fog of red. The deep rumbling voice leaned closer with an amused hum.
Temptation is a decision. In the heat of the morning, taunted by others' expectations and your own desire, you must choose. What do you value more? It is within one's decision that one's truth is revealed.
Infernal magic reeked at the back of Cole's mind as the voice laughed.
I wonder what I would find within you.
I don't know if I asked it other.
Holy shit! I'm just gonna take a drink really quick.
Me too.
Also, now you hydrate.
Little thirsty there, Pink.
I love you, Icy, but shut your mouth. Affectionate. Okay. Cole was suddenly in free fall. He gasped and flailed aimlessly as incoherent memories and voices flew past him in his descent. Cole squeezed his eyes shut and shook his head wildly. He was clearly dreaming. Nothing makes sense right now. But this felt much too lucid for a normal dream. Suddenly everything stopped. A single memory clawed to the surface within his mind and flooded his senses. He was still a young boy in the day he was injured. Still young at the age of 14, and still full of dreams of becoming the greatest warrior in the land, and a worthy son to the great Marrow Bonebreaker. Cole had been fed tales of his father's great deeds throughout his entire youth, and the thought of living up to even a fraction of Papa's legend filled him with utter excitement. One day he would be just as great as Papa, and continue his grand tale of adventure. Perhaps Cole would become just as legendary. Such was youth, filled to the brim with optimism and misplaced hopes for the future. Then came the injury. Cole wished that the injury occurred due to a great battle, or maybe during an intense sparring match. That would have made for an interesting story at the very least. But no. The injury happened during the most basic training exercises. His first training exercise. Calling it an exercise at all was being generous. That morning, young Cole had rushed into the Bonebreaker Guild's training room with giddy anticipation. It would be his first time wielding a weapon. He had chosen an axe, just like Papa. Then Cole promptly spent about 10 minutes struggling to even lift it off the ground. No matter how he heaved and threw his weight about, his skinny little arms couldn't lift the battle axe. After a while, he tried lifting a smaller axe, only to be met with the same result. Then a size smaller, and then an even smaller one. Finally, he managed to wield a tiny throwing axe with relative ease, though it still felt rather heavy in his grip. Fortunately, Papa was away on mercenary business that morning and wasn't there to see Cole's embarrassing bumbling. Cole spent one short hour in the sparring room that day. Hamish directed him on basic weapon drills, proper grip, and battle stances. Cole followed his instructions enthusiastically, paying little mind to the growing strain and soreness that began blooming in his forearms and calves. Pain was just weakness leaving the body, after all. He would never become a great warrior like Papa without a little soreness. But the pain kept growing. By the end of the hour, young Cole could barely stand. Hamish found him curled up on the floor in a mess of quivering limbs and distressed sobs. The rest of the day was a painful blur to young Cole. He remembered Hamish's soothing words and comforting grip as the older hyena carried him across town. They had rushed to the nearest healer in the city. Hamish got into a squabble with several other patients as he fought his way to the front of the line. A long and agonizing examination and treatment followed. Cole remembered the healers probing his pained limbs with magic while pouring bitter herb mixtures down his throat. The healer and Hamish spoke in hushed tones, while Cole laid unmoving on a bed and waited for the pain to subside.
Who was Hamish again?
I think it was Icefang.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I want to go more country like you were doing with the others.
Okay.
Well, did you find out what went wrong?
The healer spoke hesitantly.
Anyone for the extra
Who
side
wants it?
character?
Our examination showed you're unexpectedly feeble. There were slight tears along his arms and leg muscles from what sounds like simple, lightly strenuous activity. He will recover from this easily, but we advise you to avoid repeating these activities on a frequent basis.
Cole shot up from his bed and immediately slumped back down as pain racked viciously through his limbs. Wait! What about my mercenary training? How will I... Cole's voice died in his throat at the pitying expression on the healer.
Very sorry.
You mean I can never become a warrior like Papa?
Your father tells me that you struggled through fear. Did you?
Tarui, I'm having some issues with your lines where they're cutting out.
Yeah, I think it's a Gate, probably.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on. Let me see if I can...
Very, very sorry.
No, it's okay. I need to replace this mic. it's time.
Didn't you get a new one recently, or am I misremembering?
No, Zev got one recently, I heard.
I do remember Terui recording something, though. I could...
Test.
Oh, and Jackson.
Audio.
We're gonna have to have a funeral for Turi's mic.
Yeah, it was still cutting out there when you were testing.
Oh boy.
If you go into your Discord settings and then go to voice and video, turn off automatically determine input sensitivity. And then maybe drag that slider down so it's more sensitive. So it'll pick up like.
Oh, you're so right. You're so correct. You're so true and so valid for saying that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you came through perfectly clear.
Yeah,
perfect.
You're gonna hear yourselves now, though. Sorry.
I'm very, very, very sorry. Do you mind giving the line again?
Yeah. Your father tells me that you struggled through a severe illness as an infant, did you not? While you have recovered, it appears the disease had a lasting impact on your body. I see this happen very often in children who fall ill during their early developmental stages. You are very small for a boy your age. Your muscles are particularly weak and fragile, like from stunted growth. While your body may grow slightly more resilient with age, it is unlikely you will ever grow to a state where you can become an effective warrior. As your healer, I strongly recommend you pursue a different career.
Young Cole's voice cracked as the hopelessness of the situation dawned upon him. But you said I'll probably grow better with age. Isn't there a chance?
Young man, please think about this. As a mercenary, you will undoubtedly face perilous combat situations with many able-bodied warriors. While your body may grow slightly more resilient to the strain, others will still hold the advantage over you. The likelihood of you dying needlessly in battle is almost a guarantee. I recommend you leave such tasks to more capable men.
Cole fell silent, his head slumping back limply. His chest lurched painfully as he tried to wrap his mind around his situation. All his dreams and hopes vanished in an instant. A gentle, comforting hand rested on his shoulder. Hamish leaned close with a sympathetic smile.
It's okay, kiddo. It's not the end of the world. You don't have to be a warrior to be a great man in life. Your papa and I will...
Hot anger flashed across Cole's chest. He whipped his head around and glared at Hamish furiously. That's it? You give up on my chances on becoming a warrior just like that? I thought you believed in me!
No, Cole, that's not what I meant.
Cole hardly remembered what Hamish said. Only a deep well of frustration and fury filled his young mind as he lashed out at Hamish. Cruel words and blame spilled from his throat while angry tears ran down his cheeks. It was unfair. All of it. Unfair. Cole also knew it was unfair of him to pour all his resentment onto Hamish, but it felt better to continue yelling than pause and dwell in the pit of despair that filled his chest. Cole let out a gasp, and his eyes snapped open. The world around him was still dark in the depths of this lucid dream. What in the world was happening to him? A deep, sinister voice chuckled, the sound reverberating in every direction.
Connie.
I think this was Connie's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And fear that's the chain and doubt. You will make the perfect host for me.
Cole snarled and clawed at the nothingness around him. Get the fuck out of my head!
I am my friend. I can help you in your plight. You wish to become a great warrior, like your father before you. You seek power, I can provide. All that you desire could be within your grasp. All you need to do is accept my pact.
Who are you? The voice chuckled again.
You will.
A loud bang from downstairs shook the entire Bonebreaker Guild building. Tavern. Cole let out a scream and nearly fell off his hammock bed. His heart thumped against his chest at a mile a minute as his eyes darted through his surroundings in a panic. It was just a dream. Just a dream. A rather unpleasant dream, but a dream nonetheless. Cole took a deep breath to recollect himself. Maybe he shouldn't have drunk so many ales with Papa last night. Another sharp bang echoed through the entire building and shook Cole in his hammock. Papa must be sparring with the other mercenary men in the training room again. Did they have to do this so early in the morning? Cole let out a yawn and scratched his dazed head. Time to drag himself through another day, he supposed. Huh? Cole blinked and let out a yelp at the sensation of something slithering in his lap. The small ball python that laid curled up in his lap looked up at him expectantly and let out a tiny hiss. I'm sorry. The reactions in chat right now are sending me.
if I could make a sad recommendation, I don't think the demon voice is gonna last now for Connie.
Yeah,
you know what?
I'm so sorry.
It was good. It was glorious while it lasted.
So nice, like your normal voice.
Well, you can do whatever you like.
It's like Emperor's New Groove, like when Yzma turns into a tiny little cat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were like,
whatever you
hey.
like for him.
Yeah.
But whenever I do this guy, I hiss his S's.
Yeah.
And Kanan does the same.
Yeah.
Oh god, okay.
Okay. A small ball python that laid curled up in his lap looked up at him expectantly and let out a tiny hiss.
I see you're finally awake, young mortal.
Cole stared. And then stared a little more. This tiny snake was talking to him. The fuck are you? The ball python reared his head back, utterly offended.
You immortal! You should feel honored to be graced by the great temptation demon Malice. Bow before me and show proper respect. I may still consider granting you my...
I'm maxing a bit? Okay, I'm sorry.
Cole yelled down the hall. Papa! Vermin got in the house again! From downstairs, Maro let out a laugh and shouted through the thin walls of the building. Another one! Just squish it and throw it out the window!
The poor thing isn't hurting anyone. Just scoop it up with a cup and let it outside.
Cole glanced down at the wiggling snake in his grip with a shrug. Well, you heard Papa.
Wait! Mercy! I beg mercy! You wouldn't dare harm one as powerful and fearsome as I, would you?
Cole hesitated before dropping the writhing python back onto his bed. You sure talk big for an itty-bitty little snake.
Insolent mortal! I am simply weakened after being summoned into the material plane. Had I trained my true form, you would be shaking in your boots from my might.
Cole squinted at the little screaming snake as he tried to wrap his head around the situation. You're a demon. Or maybe just delusional. How did you even get in my room?
Ah, that is simple. I right through that ruby that you stole yesterday, you see.
Cole immediately patted his pockets. Wait, where is the ruby anyway? Did you fucking eat it?
You fool! I am the ruby!
As though to demonstrate, the black python curled up into a tight ball. In a puff of red smoke, he transformed into a small blood-red ruby. In another puff, Malice returned to his snake form with a flourishing grin, as though awaiting applause for his little trick. Cole groaned and massaged his temple with a grimace. I just wanted to bring home a pretty gem as a gift for Papa. Now I gotta deal with that past problem? Any chance I can separate you from the ruby, like with a knife? Malice immediately recoils in horror.
Wait, I am unconditionally connected to the ruby! You wouldn't want to break such a valued gem, would you, dear mortal?
I don't know. You sound like more trouble than I'm willing to put up with.
Wow, these mortals are a lot less fearful and groveling than my brother made them out to be.
Wait a second. If you're a tiny demon snake living in my ruby, does that mean the other 3 rubies have little snakes in them too?
How dare you! I'm no little snake! I am the great and powerful temptation demon Malice.
Yeah, you don't look like a Malice. I think I'm just gonna call you Noodle or something. The python let out a melodramatic wail.
How dare you degrade me with such a cute nickname! This wasn't how my first interaction with a mortal was supposed to go! You were supposed to grovel at my feet and worship the very air I breathe.
Cole stared at the snake incredulously. Feet?
I had feet before I left the infernal plane, okay? As much as it's pained me to admit, I'm only so tiny and weakened because I am the youngest of my siblings. This is my first trip to the material plane. I suppose my inexperience has left me in this sorry state. Thank goodness we got separated. If my siblings saw me like this, I'd never heard the end of it.
Cole scratched his chin thoughtfully. Why would Prince Cassius order a crown with 4 demons in it? Things are starting to sound a little fishy. You and your demon pals better not be planning to cause trouble. Malice's head drooped onto the hammock with embarrassment.
Well, I'm afraid I was a little too excited to travel to the material plane for the first time, and I didn't really pay attention when my siblings were explaining the mission.
Ah, great.
Do not mock me! I remember a few things at the very least. We are to infiltrate this snooty city to unsolve negative emotions from you puny mortals. Your emotions will feed us and become a wonderful source of infernal energy. Speaking of which, you! Tiny mortal, you will form a pact with me. As a temptation demon, a conflicted mass of a person like you will make the perfect host for me. With you at my beck and call, I shall return to my true form in no time.
No thanks. I don't make deals with shady talking noodles.
But I can grant you power, fame, glory! You wish to gain the approval of your father, do you not? With my help.
Yeah, I don't think Papa would be very impressed if I grew strong from demon magic. Anyway, time to squish you. Please tell me you turned back into a ruby after you die. I was hoping to pawn a decent price off that gem. Cole reached for a nearby butter knife. Malice immediately shrieked, and his eyes flashed a blinding red. Acrid wisps of infernal magic shot across the room. Cole winced as a flicker of heat reverberated through his chest. It felt as though it had been smacked with a hot water bottle. The hell was that?
We are now connected, puny mortal. Any harm or sensation one of us feels, the other shall feel as well, and that includes pain. You shan't get rid of me so easily.
Cole scowled and gave the snake an experimental pinch. Sure enough, he felt a light pinch squeeze his own shoulder. He let out a frustrated groan and fell back into his hammock. Talk about a raw deal. I just wanted a gem, not a snake babysitting job.
You are stuck with me forever now, rest assured. Sooner or later, I shall tempt you into a contract with me. Just you wait.
A sharp chime suddenly echoed outside, ringing throughout the entire city. As usual, the Axia clock tower struck on the hour as the city's public timekeeping system. Cole counted the number of chimes and nearly leapt out of his bed in sudden realization. It's 9 o'clock already? Yeah, I was supposed to meet up with Sid at the town square! Damn it! Why did you have to prattle on for so long?
You have places to be? Excellent! I have always wanted to explore the material plane and all its exciting riches. You will make an excellent host and tour guide, puny mortal.
Cole yelped as the python casually slithered into his belt pocket.
Wow, it's surprisingly roomy in here.
Don't just slide under people's pants without asking!
You can't tell me what to do, puny mortal. Oh, nice ass. Now to this town square, post haste!
Cole groaned for what felt like the umpteenth time that morning as he dragged himself out of bed. What a bossy little shit. Connie, I loved every fucking second of that. That was brilliant.
That was perfect.
Thank you,
Oh my
guys.
god.
No, but like actually,
Oh my god,
that is literally the best. That's like the best Malice I've ever heard.
Oh my god, thank you.
It's
You
so
ate
good.
and left no crumbs. Oh my
So
god.
adorable.
Perfect.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Malice joins the party. Cue the fanfare.
Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, ba. Okay, Town Square Plaza. The morning sun felt pleasantly warm against his fur as Cole leisurely strolled across the city of Axia. His new snake companion was enthusiastically chatty as he rode on Cole's shoulder, asking questions about everything it saw. It truly felt as though he was leading an awestruck tourist through town as he not so patiently answered each of the little python's inquiries. Their conversations trailed somewhere along the lines of, yes, that's a restaurant. People eat food there. Have you never eaten before? Yeah, people need to eat food and drink water to not drop dead. No, I've never died before. How the fuck do you think I'm still standing here? As the two of them rounded a corner to Town Square proper, Malice marveled at the crowd of villagers strolling through the streets.
Look at all these mortals rushing about their lives. You all must be in such a panic to savor what little time you have, unlike us greater demons. How long is your lifespan? 5 years? Maybe 6 if you exercise?
Cole snorted and playfully poked the snake on the nose. You really have no idea how mortals work, do you?
I told you this was my first time visiting the material plane! Everything here is so new and exciting! The infernal plane is just a mass of pure chaos and emotion that spills over from your world. It's not exactly much to look at. Just an eternity of stuff. Everything in the mortal world moves so fast in comparison. The people of the mortal world are always in such a rush.
Malice blinked and gestured across the street.
Like that one over there. Look at her dashing about in such a stress-filled panic. I must admire you mortals for making the most of what short lives you have.
Cole squinted at the familiar dashing individual in question. A familiar knight was rushing from door to door of every shop, begging for the attention of anyone who would listen. Their stance was haggard, and they looked utterly exhausted. They clearly have been at this for a long time. The knight looked up and made eye contact with Cole from across the street.
Cole?
Oh, hey, Knighty, how's it going? Cole paused. Wow, you look like shit! Artemy grimaced and rubbed her temples warily.
Good morning to you as well, Cole. Forgive my appearance. I'm afraid I have been up all night performing my tasks.
Nice. It's like 9 o'clock now. Dazed, Artemy glanced at the sky in surprise, as though just realizing it was daytime. Upon closer inspection, Artemy looked like an utter overworked mess. There were dark bags of fatigue under her eyes, and her hair was unkempt and messy. She stood slightly hunched over and wore a drained expression that received little to no sleep. It was surprising that she was still lucid in such a state. Jackson beat me to the punch. What did he say? The name popped up on the screen, not Artemy. Jackson beat me to the punch. What did Jackson say? Yugen moment. Staring at you! Staring at your ass! Wait, hold on. Wrong. Staring at you. Stop. Stop! Click, 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 click. Okay. It wouldn't be a Temptations Ballad stream if this didn't fucking happen. do you think Artemi can Chidori? What is Chidori?
Is that a Persona 3
I
reference? Oh no, Naruto.
It's a Naruto reference, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what it is, but I will take your word for it. Oh. Oh, it's some lightning stuff. If it's lightning stuff, Artemi can probably do it.
Well, I mean, considering what she did last time.
Yeah. Artemi cleared her throat. Cole suddenly realized he was staring and awkwardly averted his gaze. The tension from their little argument yesterday still hung in the air as they each waited for the other to speak. Listen, do you want to go grab some tea with me? I know a pretty good cafe here.
I'm afraid I must decline. My duties remain unfinished and I have much to answer for, especially due to my failures yesterday.
Come on. You're not gonna get anything done when you're an exhausted mess like this. A little rest does wonders for the mind. Artemi's tense shoulders slumped slightly with a hint of hesitation.
But...
Hey, if you didn't manage to finish your duties when you're wide awake, you sure ain't gonna finish them when you're half dead. Come on, it'll be my treat. I still owe you for saving my ass yesterday at the fighting ring. Finally, Artemi let out a sigh and nodded.
I suppose it would be rude of me to decline. Thank you, Cole.
Yep, she nearly said it. But she didn't. Times Square had a number of excellent outdoor cafes, each of them often filled with jolly company and fresh, steaming tea. The customers around them were sneaking the occasional glance at Artemi and whispering amongst themselves. Perhaps it was unwise for the creators chosen to make such a casual appearance. Artemi had never been at a cafe before and shuffled awkwardly in her seat. Cole had to patiently explain to her multiple times that no, you don't have to get up and bow at the waitress every time she comes to refill your tea. Artemi sank back down into her chair and opted to bury her face in her teacup to avoid eye contact with all the chuckling cafe-goers around her.
Anyway, that is why I've been up and about all night since our departure at the fighting ring. His Highness has requested that I focus my efforts in retrieving the 4 missing rubies of his crown. And the Bishop of the Grand Cathedral insisted that failure was not an option, lest I lose my title as the Creator's Chosen.
Cole nearly snorted piping hot tea up his nose. What? She threatened to demote you over a handful of jewelry? The prince is fucking rich, for crying out loud. A few gems is like nothing to him.
Watch your language, Cole! It is a matter of honor. The Creator's Chosen cannot be expected to lead the church if my history is stained with failure.
I'm surprised the church would be so harsh with you. I always imagined the Creator's Chosen would be a bit more pampered and spoiled. A hint of guilt weighed over Cole's shoulders as he finished his tea. Tell you what, why don't we and Sid help you out on this mission of yours? The two of us need more adventure and work anyhow. Plus, you'd have the entire Bonebreaker mercenary guild behind you. My papa's... whatever. Hamish knows the way around the city like the back of his hand. He's got a lot of connections, both shady and official. His network's gonna have a way easier time of tracking down your rubies than you running around like a headless chicken.
I suppose you have a point.
Artemi stares at him hesitantly.
It would be unwise for me to look a gift horse in the mouth, but why are you so willing to aid me? Yesterday you gave off a rather aloof outlook.
Well, I guess I feel a little guilty. Not that it's my fault or anything, you're the one who fucked up, but I'm happy to help you out since I'm just a nice person. Artemy looked utterly unimpressed. Cole cleared his throat and quickly changed the subject. Anyway, why isn't the church providing you with more support on your mission? Don't you have any friends at the cathedral you can ask for help? Artemy's shoulders slumped as she frowned at her teacup.
I never managed to make many friends at home. Everyone in the cathedral seems to keep their distance from me. Even all the townsfolk I spoke with this morning seemed a little nervous in my presence. Am I doing something wrong?
Cole rolled his eyes and signaled for a refill for his tea. I mean, you did barge into every establishment asking weird questions about missing rubies. Of course, people are gonna get weirded out. Artemy's ears drooped self-consciously.
That doesn't explain why the people I grew up with in the church also feel wary around me.
It sounds pretty normal. You're the creator's chosen, after all. People are saying you'll save the world from a horrible fate, or whatever. Most people will want to stay out of that nonsense.
Does my title make me intimidating?
Kinda.
But you and Sir Sid certainly did not treat me as such when we met yesterday.
Well, it's kinda hard to be intimidated by a hyperventilating whelp on a jail cell floor. Artemy took another gulp of tea with a wistful expression.
I certainly hope I do not have to be arrested every time I try to make friends.
See, here's the thing. You're the creator's chosen one. You're all the way up here, right? Cole waved a hand above his head dramatically. The legendary hero destined to save the world or something. That's a pretty big deal. Everyone else lives down here. They're not worried about existential threats or world-saving nonsense. They're just normal city-going folks with jobs and family stuff to worry about. Artemy frowned and shuffled in her seat self-consciously.
Well, that's not very different from my own daily life.
Exactly. Sometimes it's hard for people to remember you're just a normal nervous wreck like everyone else.
I suppose I see the logic in that, though I fail to see a way to change people's minds.
That's easy. Fancy playing a card game? Artemy blinked in surprise as Cole pulled a deck of cards out of his loincloth and began shuffling it with an impressive flourish. How in the world does he fit so much within such a tiny scrap of cloth?
A card game? I'm supposed to be searching for His Highness's missing rubies. What will the people think if they see me shirking my duty?
They're gonna start thinking, oh look, the creator's chosen knows how to sit down and have fun once in a while. You gotta relax sometime, right? That goes with his bag of dick holding. Stop! Why did that fucking... Okay. That came at a time I wasn't ready for, but we're fine.
Oh, that's because it was ass. Actually, fun fact, Mars, I don't think you were here for the last recording, but Cole's loincloth is actually a scrap bag of holding, so it actually has very, very deep pockets. But
Zev, can we see your bag of dick holding too? Ask me out for dinner first. Also, K9, is it alright?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. Otherwise, you're just gonna come off as a mindless workaholic knight who only thinks about duty and whatnot. Come on, the day's still young, a game or two won't hurt. Artemy grimaced doubtfully as Cole dealt her a pile of cards with practiced ease. She noticed several passers-by and streetgoers in the town square glancing in their direction curiously. It wasn't every day you see the creator's chosen lounging leisurely at a cafe. She collected her cards hesitantly.
I suppose a minor distraction wouldn't hurt.
Cole gave her a sly smile. You won't regret it. Artemy let out a wail of disbelief as Cole won yet another round.
What do you mean I lost again? How exactly do spades beat diamonds?
The two of them had been playing until they lost track of time. Cole had beat Artemy 7 rounds in a row without a single defeat. It was absolutely ridiculous. Was she just really bad at this? Artemy scowled and tried her best to look displeased, but she was clearly having fun nonetheless. The other people in the cafe glanced at their table with amusement as Artemy tossed down her hand yet again, sending cards flying into the air. Ah, so even the creator's chosen can be beaten.
Do not mock me, Cole. You only won because I'm still unfamiliar with the game's rules. How in the world do you have such good luck?
Ain't nothing lucky about it. This is all skill, baby. Anyway, if we tally up all my winnings, it looks like you owe me 6 gold pieces. Pay up, Nighty.
Pay up? You didn't mention this was you didn't mention this was gambling.
Card games aren't fun unless there's some stakes involved. Everybody knows that.
I see. I'm afraid I don't have any money on me, however.
What? Nothing? What about that big sack of gold I paid you yesterday?
All my earnings and rewards go directly to the church. I mean, Her Excellency says that the creators chosen should dedicate their life to the good of the world and avoid the distraction of material goods.
It just sounds like you're getting the short end of the stick. You should at least earn a bit and enjoy your life a little, right? Everything you're describing about your home life just sounds kind of shitty. Artemy glanced up defensively.
Do not mistake this for mistreatment. The church still provides me with all my necessities and needs. I'm happy how things are. The church simply leads us to live an honorable and disciplined life.
And this is the same church that you said you didn't have any friends in. Oh, no, Tarui has to go. Bye.
Bye, Tarui.
Bye, Tarui.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you.
Alright.
Okay.
I shall continue.
Well,
Cole suddenly felt a weight in his pocket shift. He nearly scrambled out of his seat, his mallet slithered onto his shoulder with a hiss. Connie, darling.
Greetings, shiny one! I'd hate to be a tattletale, but this puny mortal has been casting minor illusion on his cards the entire time to win.
Hey, get in my pocket, you little shit!
I knew it! Cole, you were cheating the entire time!
Artemy abruptly paused, her mind slowly processing the sight of a talking snake on Cole's shoulder. Listen, I can explain.
Amazing! Cole, you've gone and found yourself a magical familiar. I'm happy to see you grow more comfortable with showing your magic openly.
Keep your voice down! I just found this little guy sneaking into my room. I didn't summon it or anything. Anyway, his name's Noodle.
What? That is certainly not my name!
Artemy bowed her head with a grin.
It is an honor to meet you, Sir Noodle. Oh, sorry, wrong line. Little Noodle.
This is utter humiliation! Curses!
The small python scoffed at Artemy and flourished his head foppishly.
And you? How dare you reduce me to the status of a familiar? This puny mortal is my new servant, and I, his almighty master. Young lady, are you also interested in joining my horde? I am certain I can make room for one more. Although...
Malice flicked out a tongue and recoiled in disgust.
What a disgusting scent! You're absolutely swimming in celestial magic.
Cole grabbed the snake and roughly stuffed it back into his pocket. And hand me, you vile mortal! Alrighty, back into my pocket you go.
No, not the pocket!
Chatty little thing, ain't he?
You know that they say that familiars are... Ugh. You know, they say that familiars' attitudes often reflect the egos of their masters.
Excuse you, I'm nothing like this little turd. A small bell suddenly rang at the entrance of the cafe, signaling the arrival of another customer. The two of them paid little attention to the newcomer until they approached their table with a cold, hard stare. Artemy felt a shadow loom over her seat. She turned around in time, to meet the stern glare of her mother.
Oh shit. Alright. Like, does anyone wanna do Katrina? Since we have more people here now?
I kind of want to hear Jackson do Katrina.
I was just gonna say I'll do her. Let's see if I can do a good Kate Mulgrew impression.
Okay.
Sorry, twins.
Yeah, sorry, twin. You'll get it. We'll get you a roll soon.
Your Excellency, what are you doing here?
I was simply passing through the town square when I caught sight of you here. You, the Creator's Chosen, a holy knight of the church, wasting your precious time playing card games at a cafe. Did my warnings last night fail to penetrate that thick skull of yours? Or are you looking forward to throwing away your title?
The entire cafe grew dead quiet. Artemy suddenly appeared very small as she spoke to the bishop in a quiet voice.
No, Your Excellency, I assure you, I spent the entire night searching for the missing rubies. I was simply taking a moment to collect myself.
More than a mere moment from the looks of it. What kind of impression does this give the people of Axia when they see the Creator's Chosen blatantly shirking her duties?
Artemy gulped.
My deepest apologies. I will see to it that this doesn't happen again.
Cole glanced between the two church members awkwardly. Hey, ma'am, cut her some slack, will ya? She literally worked herself to the bone all night. Everyone needs a break once in a while. The bishop shot Cole a sharp, demeaning scowl.
This is none of your business. Keep your nose away from where it doesn't belong.
Cole winced. Alright, jeez. The bishop returned her withering gaze to Artemy.
Really, Artemy? Why must you further sully the church's reputation by associating yourself with such questionable company? Sitting together with a man like this?
Katrina gestured dismissively at Cole, as though he were a mosquito that flew into her tea. At that moment, something snapped in Artemy. Her meek expression suddenly hardened into a fierce glare as she stood up defensively.
You may question my abilities as you'd like, Your Excellency, but I will not stand for insults towards my companions. I assure you that, despite his appearance, Cole is a man of good merit.
Cole was taken aback. He waited quietly for a psych moment when the punchline finally hit. But none came. Artemy and the bishop stood glaring at each other heatedly. The silent tension hung thick in the air, with everyone in the cafe watching them breathlessly. Several long seconds ticked by that felt like years. Cole noticed Artemy's tense shoulders quiver slightly while standing against the bishop. Katrina finally spoke, her voice a low, dangerous hiss.
You dare raise your voice against the Grand Bishop in public? The nerve.
The bubbling frustration in Cole's chest rose to a breaking point. He quietly leaned back and discreetly snapped his fingers under the table, sparks of illusion magic flickering between his fingertips. Suddenly, the silence was pierced by an embarrassingly wet slurting sound, ripping sharply through the cafe like a shriek. A very unhealthy, very wet shriek. It was more of a very drawn-out splat, to be honest. Everyone froze. Heads turned to the source of the sound, with everyone staring at Bishop Katrina with awkward fascination. Her face turned an uncomfortable red as she noticed all the people gazing at her.
What are you looking at? That wasn't me.
Oh, dearie me. It appears our good bishop isn't feeling well today. You best return home and take care of yourself, ma'am. Cole leaned back and casted Prestidigitation under the table again, followed quickly by a minor illusion. A disgusting stink suddenly filled the cafe. Many of the customers wrinkled their noses and covered their faces with disgust. Several gagged and pointed behind Bishop Katrina with a laugh. Look! A large brown stain painted the back of Katrina's otherwise perfectly white robe. Katrina whipped around and tried to cover herself, her face red with indignant fury.
What manner of trickery is this? This is utterly juvenile. This is some sort of illusion. I swear to you all that my robes are unsoiled.
Artemy just stared at her mother's tantrum, utterly stupefied. Should she help her, or... Katrina turned towards Cole and snarled furiously, though it was hard to take her seriously when she was covering up her butt stains with her hands.
You! I know you are responsible for this somehow. I will not stand for such humiliation.
Cole casually took a sip of his tea and wrinkled his nose. Whoa, that's stench. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to politely ask you to take a step back. A waitress awkwardly approached their table.
I'm sorry, I can't hold it together.
Who wants it?
Excuse me, Your Excellency, but I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. You are, disturbing the other customers of our establishment, and, you need to, get out.
Katrina's face somehow turns even redder with indignant fury.
You will be punished for this, mark my words!
Finally, she left the cafe with a huff.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Archie watched her mother disappear without another word. She turns towards Cole with a strange mixture of a half-hearted smile and a guilty grimace.
Cole, I know you mean well, but you mustn't torment my mother so.
Cole spat out his tea. Wait, that's your mom? What kind of asshole makes her kid call her Your Excellency?
Cole, such language! Her Excellency means well. She's probably stressed out from all the work she dedicates to the church. She just has an image to uphold.
Yeah, the image of an asshole. Plenty of stressed parents manage to mean well without being an utter dick about it. You gotta stand up for yourself sometime.
Do you stand up for yourself when you disagree with your parents?
Well, the little bell at the cafe's entrance rang again as a breathless Sid rushed inside. His eyes lit up when he caught sight of Cole and Artemy.
Oh, yo, did you guys see that lady that just sprinted by? I think the Grand Bishop just shat herself. In public.
Artemy let out a groan and buried her face in her hands.
Maybe I should go home and apologize.
Ha ha! No. You're coming with us to the Bonebreaker Guild. We gotta help you out with your mission, right? And hey, good morning, Sid. You're late. Cole cheerfully greeted Sid with a firm slap on the back, though their height difference led to the slap landing directly on the Badger's ass. Sid yelped and nearly knocked over their table.
Hey, good morning to you too, boss.
Artemy glanced between the two of them curiously. Is this a variation of a high five? How strange.
Anyway, are we going to the Bonebreaker Guild to start my training today? I can't believe I'll be meeting Maru for the first time. I'm kind of shaken from the anticipation.
Don't worry, Papa's a real swell guy once you get to know him. Oh, and Artie here is going to join us. Our next big assignment is helping her find those missing rubies from yesterday. Sid's eyes lit up and he shook Artemy's hand gleefully.
Oh, really? Well, that's great to hear. It's an honor to continue working with you, Miss Chosen.
Please, just call me Artemy. There's no need for such formality amongst friends.
I can't believe this. We're staying as a team. Oh, speaking of which,
Sid scratched his head and glanced away bashfully.
Minor connection issues, hold on.
Oh no!
It's okay, take your time.
If you give me 2 seconds to see if I can fix something.
Take your time.
I guess this is a good chance to take a small break then.
Water break, good call, yeah.
Hydration break.
I always have it here though. My god.
Yes, even if you haven't been voicing drink some water, hydration is very, very important.
Malice took a lot out of me.
Yeah, understandably so.
But gosh darn, Connie, you destroyed it.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I love having you as Malice.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's literally perfect.
I think it's the first time. Like the first time I participate in in a group reading, per se.
Hell yeah. Well, for the first time, you know what? You are the star of the show already, in my opinion.
Oh my god. Thank you.
I have tried something sly, and I have stacked beanbags in front of the door to prevent noise from getting out. Or as much noise, in case I disturb members of my family because they're...
I realized after I did the whole sequence with Malice that I had the window open. And my door was also open.
Oh no.
So everyone else got to enjoy your Malice performance as well?
Oh yeah, I also can see from here people in the park. So yeah, they definitely heard me.
Oh no. I mean,
it's fine.
You gave a good performance, and also yeah, like shout out for Jackson for performance as Katrina as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so
really
good.
good.
I love just like the sly accent.
No, Jackson did so fucking well with that.
I know that's not Katrina's most flattering scene, but I mean she kind of deserves it if you know what she's done so far.
She shat herself. SMH. Girly Pop needs to lay off the dairy.
Girl literally shitted it.
She shatted and shitted all over the place. SMH. Thank you.
I'm mature. I'm mature. I'm mature.
We are all mature adults here.
I'm mature. I'm mature. I'm mature.
Not me.
I'm incredibly mature.
She farted. She farted everywhere.
God damn
Oh
it.
my
The creator's chosen must not laugh at such juvenile jokes. Oh my god, oh my god.
He was like, I'm gonna make you shit yourself.
Bishop Katrina turns up doing her shit, literally, but and Cole turns around. Cole turns around like, I'm gonna. Hey, watch this. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. I'm gonna end this woman's entire career.
Like honestly, like if there was like mechanics here, like she should have just taken psychic damage just because of the fucking shame.
Literally.
I'm sure she did.
Oh god.
I mean, Cole could have actually made her do it just with the command spell, but yeah.
We don't actually know
Make
what
her
Cole's
actually
spell
shit
slots
herself.
It's true.
He might not have enough spell slots for command. Command is a
Yeah, it's a first level spell though.
Is it a first level spell?
It is. It is. Like you can you can make anyone shit themselves.
It is a first level enchantment.
Yep.
But we don't know if Cole actually is like level 1 though, because I think the only spells he's used so far are like Disguise
Cantrips.
Self, Charm.
I mean, the Disguise Self is a low spell. Disguise Self is a first level spell, so at the very least he must be like level 1, I assume.
Alright then.
I mean, you
But
start
yeah,
with
she-
level 1, so.
But yeah, he probably doesn't even know the spell. I think like command is even like from paladins and only, or maybe also bards.
I might check that later, but for now, though.
Oh, I can check it myself. Don't worry.
Are we ready to keep going?
Yes.
Icefang? Okay.
Yeah. This is kind of embarrassing, but could you guys do me a favor?
Of course. I would be honored to aid my friends.
It depends. What do you have in mind?
You guys are free later tonight, right? This is gonna sound super embarrassing, but my parents wanted to meet the two of you. They sounded super excited when I told them about you yesterday and wanted to treat you guys to lunch or something like that.
Cole and Artemis exchange surprised glances before laughing sheepishly. Your folks sound pretty sweet. Of course we'll come. Can't say no to free food after all. Artemis fidgeted with her gloves self-consciously and gulped. She almost looked somewhat intimidated.
I don't know. My social abilities are still somewhat lacking. I might not live up to your family's standards.
Demands? This isn't a job interview. There's no need to get worked up. My parents are super chill. They just wanted to make sure I wasn't hanging around with crazy people. Or frogs.
Very well. I shall do my best to prove my worth.
Why say
Boink,
got
boink,
his
boink,
picture
boink,
exposed
boink.
like that?
Boink,
Slut.
boink, 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 bang.
My parents are children.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I'm out. Fuck yes, I'm out.
Cole leaves the cafe, just walking down the street with like just throwing 2 middle fingers over his shoulder.
Yep. Hey, sir, are you gonna pay for that? No.
Okay.
That was Siri. No. Stop. That's not what I meant.
Sid calls over the waitress. Sorry, he's rumping rapidly today.
You can.
I believe he might be going to church list.
Stop.
You can. Oh, I'm so glad this is the energy we got today.
Here we are laughing, laughing from a poop joke.
I'm
We are
crying
mature
again.
adults.
I'm crying again. But it's different now.
We are
Colby,
grown poops. We cannot be laughing at adult jokes.
Colby, like, I am your god now, and I command you to shit yourself.
Obey my every command. Shit them pants.
Oh god, I'm not gonna survive today.
You are not. You are. This is where you die. I will hold a lovely funeral in your honor.
Thank you.
I will bury you in a casket that says Chillery. Shit's getting out of hand. Stop. No, that's the worst possible scenario. Stop. No, guys. Stop. I'm gonna die. 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 This is Canine's line, but we can't breathe.
I speak the cube.
Okay.
Okay.
You impose Zen upon us.
Zenven. No, that doesn't work.
Sven.
Zevin. I don't know. No, sorry. I invoke the ancient magic of Zev. I summon a friend in battle.
Oh my god.
I am here.
Zev, shit your no.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, you're alright, man.
Stop. Hey, I fixed my bed. Can I still fit you?
Oh
I
my
cast
god.
divine intervention.
God. Oh my god.
Hey, we need exactly 2 more. Brilliant. So am I, Connie. I am actually soaked now.
Hey,
Hey. Stop.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Yeah.
We're
back now.
We're back.
We're good.
I'm not gonna react, I'm just gonna look at my line. Okay, I think I said this line, but I just want to do it again.
Yeah.
I shall do my best to prove my worth. Thank you for inviting me to your abode.
Archie bowed deeply, yet again. At this point, all the customers in the cafe had grown accustomed to the sight and paid her no mind.
Like I said, it's not a job interview.
Cole shrugged and motioned to the cafe waiter for the bill. Anyway, we can visit your parents' place after our training session at the Bonebreakers. If we're gonna have a Meet the Parents Day, we might as well start and meet my papa first. Let's head out. Marauders District. Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Noontime. And welcome to my crib. Cole shoved the front doors open to reveal the Bonebreaker Guild bustling with activity and drunk mercenaries. Dozens of men in armor, in various states of dress, let out shouts to welcome Combe Hole. Combe Hole.
Combe Hole.
There it is
Oh, that's
again.
That's the most unfortunate one yet.
Stop. Not this. Welcome, come home. I mean, that's just him. That's literally just him. Oh. Why does this happen to me literally every session? Why does this happen every time? I'm gonna fucking murder someone.
Oh, but you know we love it though.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry. We're just here chillering. It's all fine.
Where did you find that tiny Cole? Where is he from?
The FVN server.
Ah, gotcha.
I think I need to join that just for the emotes. Malice Cole. Dozens of men in armor and various states of dress let out shouts to welcome Cole home as he waltzed inside. Artemy and Sid followed closely behind, gaping at the rowdy and disorganized sight. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Cole, we must have arrived at the wrong address somehow. This is an unsupervised tavern.
Hey, don't let Papa hear you say that. He's still super proud of buying and renovating this old shack into our headquarters. Sid shyly waved at the laughing mercenaries and admired the various weapons ebbed into the bar walls and tables.
Wow, this is just like those bard tales. The Bonebreaker's reputation is spot on.
He blinked and suddenly realized most of the mercenaries were wearing rather revealing loincloths and harnesses, similar to Cole. Sid flushed and shuffled behind Artemy like a timid child.
Is there a dress code that I'm supposed to follow, or...?
No? Papa lets us wear whatever we want. He does encourage us to leave a striking impression, though, if you know what I mean. Artemy stared at the men at the bar with concern.
Discipline is rather lax here. That is a horrifically unhealthy amount of alcohol at such an early hour.
Papa's a pretty laid-back guy. The boys work real hard most of the time, so he lets them relax and party hard when they have the time. What's the point of all that effort if you're not going to enjoy yourself later, right?
I suppose I see the logic in that.
You'll need to relax. You're going to have a great time here, I guarantee it. Cole laughed and gave them both friendly slaps on the back before approaching the bar. Hey boys, how's it going? Y'all know where Papa or Hamish are right now? One of the mercenaries greeted Cole with a buzzed chuckle.
Oh wait, sorry. I forgot we were gonna give it to Twin. I was ready to do that, but oh well.
There are more mercenaries, I think. I want to give Twin some chance to voice because
true,
I don't want to shove you to the back because you're very good.
Yes.
I saw them heading to the supply closet a little earlier. The captain was getting real flirty with Hamish. The usual shit, you know?
Cole scowled and let out a groan. The supply closets, they're not seriously. Did Papa forget that he promised to train my new adventuring party today?
Probably. You know how your old man gets when he's in a mood. Runs in the family, yeah?
The men laughed and gave Cole a good-natured hair tussle. Sid and Artemy approached Cole awkwardly.
Is something the matter, Cole?
Cole muttered under his breath in annoyance. Nope, everything's fine. Y'all just hang out here for a bit. I'll go find Papa. This is why, Icy, darling, you're up.
Enjoy.
Got it.
Meanwhile, in a small supply closet in the back hallway, low grunts and moans echoed through the narrow walls. Hamish furrowed his brow and tried his best to stay on topic as Marrow laid on top of him in their usual morning rut. Those rough thrusts against his hips made it hard to think straight, however. I'm telling you, you're overthinking things again, Lovey. If Cole wants to tell me something, he'll tell me. I never given my boy a hard time before.
Yeah, but you have to understand, he got a rather big personality.
Hell yeah, I do.
Hun, focus. I'm being serious. Sometimes I feel like you're just talking at Cole instead of really listening, you know? It's hard to say no to you when you're being so aggressively supportive.
Aye, being supportive ain't a bad thing.
Yes, but communication is a two-way street. Cole's a good kid, and he loves you to death. He'd do anything to make you happy, you know? That includes hiding stuff from you that he thinks would disappoint you, even the tiny things. Just promise me you'll have a talk with him, like an actual conversation, instead of your usual rambling, my darling boy, I'm so proud of you.
Alright, fine, I'll give it some thought. Oh, now let's save this conversation for a better time, yeah? I want to make you come at least twice before we get to work today.
Hamish let out a squeal as a particularly hard thrust grinded into his prostate, making him see stars. His warm body melted against Morrow's weight as the larger hyena continued pounding into him relentlessly. He wasn't going to last much longer.
Again!
The closet door suddenly flew open with a slam. The two hyena dads glanced up to see Cole glaring at them, flabbergasted.
Oh, hey boy, how's your morning been?
Mara let out a laugh and continued casually thrusting away. Hamish buried his face in his hands and struggled not to spontaneously die from embarrassment.
Would it kill you to knock?
Why are y'all even down here? You have a room! The only bedroom in this entire building, in fact! Mara let out a playful growl and patted Hamish's distressed ears.
You know my policy, boy. I do my utmost to stand on the same level as the rest of my men. That includes fucking in the supply closets just like everyone else.
Marrow's overzealous declaration reverberated through the building's thin walls. Roars and hollers of agreement and support from the drunk mercenaries echoed through the main lobby of the Bonebreaker Guild. Marrow's grin widened as his glass eye twinkled proudly. His thrusts never broke pace as he continued speaking.
See, boy, this is what it means to be a great leader. You gotta be part of the team.
Right, yep, totally understand. Speaking of teams, did you forget that you promised to help train my new party members? Marrow's hips stopped abruptly, and his ears drooped with realization.
Oh shit, I did say that, didn't I? How drunk was I when you asked?
Hamish elbowed Marrow from underneath him.
I reminded you this morning, you big oaf.
Did you? I don't remember that.
Hamish rolled his eyes with an indignant grumble.
You were too busy flirting and groping my ass. Then you dragged me down here for a quickie, even though there's still paperwork I need to finish.
Papa, you always say it's a quickie, but you end up going at it forever. Marrow scratched his head awkwardly.
Yeah, sorry, my boy. We'll probably be at this for a while. You mind coming back with your crew in about an hour? I promise you, I'll get the sparring room set up by then.
Cole groaned and rolled his eyes. Fine, you two have fun, I guess. With a huff, he slammed the door shut.
Lovey, you're not mad at me, are you?
We're putting a lock on that fucking door.
When Cole returned to the main lobby, he found Archie and Sid in awe as they watched one of the Bonebreaker mercenaries juggling 6 unsheathed daggers with ease. Another mercenary was making moves on Sid and offering to teach him his sword-swallowing trick. Cole sighed as he approached them.
Huh? Why would I need to take off my...
Sid caught sight of Cole and waved enthusiastically.
Oh, hey, boss. Did you find Marrow yet?
Cole snorted. Yep, found him. Papa's a little busy, though. We're gonna visit your parents first.
Really?
Did you say the end of that
No.
line, or did it...
I sure didn't. I'm having weird connection issues, so I'm gonna leave and come back.
Shit. Wonder if it's my
I think it's just laggy. I'll be right back.
Just a quick reload. We should fix it.
Why?
Don't worry. It's okay. Like, Discord can just...
Yeah,
sometimes
usually
fuck
resetting the
like that.
connection is... Yeah.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Discord misbehaving. No worries,
Mhm.
mate. Really? Right now?
Cole tapped his foot impatiently. Yes, right now! Y'all ready to go yet? One of the mercenaries at the bar let out a disappointed grumble. Anyone want this?
Aw, I was gonna show this new fella a few of my tricks.
I was also looking forward to learning this sword swallowing technique. It sounds fascinating.
The mercenary men all chuckled to themselves and patted Artemy on the shoulder sympathetically.
Sorry, sweetheart. I'm afraid you, would have the right equipment for it.
Huh?
Shit, it's not advancing. Icefang doesn't see it.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Hey, y'all, back off a little, will you? You're gonna scare off my new crew.
Oh, don't even worry about it, boss. Everyone here's been super nice.
I agree. Your coworkers have been most accommodating. I am looking forward to learning from them in the future.
Cole shot his fellow Bonebreakers a withering look and was met with a wave of snickers.
Wow, Cole. How
Wow,
often do you
Cole.
end up with... Oh, sorry.
You can have it if you want it. Sorry.
No. You go ahead. I didn't realize that was a different one. Never mind. Yeah.
Me, actually.
Wow, go. Oh, you. Wait, what? Oh, you want it? Go.
Wow, Cole, how did you end up with such a sweet and wholesome crew? I almost feel bad for them being here.
No need for that. We're leaving now. A loud feral howl suddenly reverberated from the supply closets and almost shook the building in sheer volume. Sid and
Yeah,
Artemis
thanks.
stared towards the back hallways in bewilderment.
Like,
What?
Bink does, like, just to let you know, like, it does seem like the connection is scrambling your audio a little bit again, but...
Oh, weird.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Let me try
Do I need to
restarting
go back
Discord
and
entirely.
retake the line? No!
It should be alright.
I should go back a line, shouldn't I? Is it still bad?
Backline. What was I supposed to do? Connie is. Did I miss a line?
Nah, you're okay.
I guess the howl thing.
Oh
But...
my god. No, let me quit Discord and come back.
We all wanted to hear it though.
Yes.
All right. Well, when I get back then.
I should probably reset too. Mr. Please.
I should try it too, but I don't know if that's gonna mess up my recording or not.
Stick around, K9. It would mess up the recording. Stick around.
Everybody enjoying themselves so far, though?
Oh, I'm having fun.
You don't
Not
know
as
the
much
half
as
of
Papa
it.
and Hamish.
You don't know the half of it, honestly.
Yeah, no, those two are having some fun.
They're having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't take a head count at the start of this, so I don't know who all was here and who all wasn't. Is everybody back?
I think so.
Counselor Boost, Connie, Jackson,
Yeah, everybody's back.
Mars. Yeah. Yeah, we should be all good.
Oh, okay. Should I go back a line or two because there was?
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. A loud feral howl suddenly reverberated from the closet. There it is, and almost shook the building in sheer volume. Sid and Artemis stared towards the back hallways in bewilderment. All the Bonebreaker mercenaries were utterly unfazed, as though this were a daily occurrence.
What was that?
That would be Papa.
Is he okay? He sounds hurt.
Oh, he is fine. Anyway, come on, let's go. We're leaving.
But surely we should check and see if he's okay?
Nope! We're leaving! Shoo! Cole dragged his two companions out the door, utterly red-faced as the Bonebreaker mercenaries howled with laughter behind them. Market District. Sparrow's Roost Inn and Tavern.
Okay, so can I be real with you guys?
Sid fidgeted with a hint of embarrassment as the three of them approached the Sparrow's Roost Inn and Tavern.
This is a little embarrassing, but I really like you guys, and I want to look cool when I'm around you. But my parents can be a little cuddling sometimes, and it makes me look like a big lame baby, so...
Ha! I know what you mean. Don't worry about it, big guy. Every embarrassing thing they say will be held against you.
That's not what I'm asking for. Okay, listen. Just do me a favor, and look away whenever my mom pinches my cheek or tries to fix my hair or something. I've got a reputation to uphold.
Does your mother fawn over you often?
All the time. I'm a grown man now. I can take care of myself. But, of course, I'm not going to say no to my own mother, so just be cool about it, okay?
Delicious smells of stew and assorted snack foods wafted through the open window of the Sparrow's Roost as they neared. Cole felt his mouth water at the savory scents and took a deep, hungry sniff. Wow, so this is what a real functioning tavern is like. Look at that! Waiters serving actual food that's not Hamish's shitty cooking. I can't believe you get to live here, man!
I mean, it's nothing compared to growing up with the greatest mercenary in history.
Who cares about that? I want good food! Cole felt his belt shift as Malice slithered up out of his pocket and flicked his tongue in the air curiously.
My! What is that heavenly scent? It is utterly intoxicating! Penny Mortal, we must investigate this immediately.
Whoa, boss, a massive snake just crawled out of your loincloth.
Cole winked. Which one? I've got two.
Ew.
You can pet it if you want.
Huh?
Cole, I didn't realize you summoned two snake familiars. I don't believe I've seen the second one. Where is it?
Cole sighed, tired. One of these days we'll teach you about innuendos. He turned back to Sid. Anyway, I summoned this talking snake familiar accidentally. Kinda. It came out a little dumb, though.
Excuse me?
Sid grinned, delighted.
That's so cool. I've got a little animal companion too. Meet Betsy. She's been a real pal to me for the past few years. A really good listener too.
Cole squinted at the patch of grass it was excitedly gesturing towards. A rather large, round toad in the exact shape of a potato glanced back with wise and unblinking eyes. The rotund amphibian was as still and unmoving as the stone it was basking upon. Is that thing still alive?
Yup, I fed her some table scraps this morning. She really likes the leftover cheese from my dad's cheese shop.
That explains why it's so ridiculously round. Archme approached the toad and bowed deeply.
It is an honor to meet you, Lady Betsy. Ah, she speaks. Cole, don't be rude. Say hello.
I am not bowing to the damn frog.
Oh, you don't have to. Betsy doesn't really talk.
Wait, is this just a random frog you found off the ground? It's not a familiar at all, is it?
Hey! Betsy has been a dear family friend for years. She's always in the same spot in front of our house every day and night.
Are you sure this thing ain't dead? Malice slithered down Cole's leg and squinted at Betsy with dismay.
You think these mortals are comparing me to a disgusting vermin like you? Do not look so smug, mortal trash. I could end you in an instant.
Betsy peered back at Malice, completely unmoving.
Well, round mortal, do you ignore your superior?
Betsy simply stared back blankly. Malice shivered and suddenly retreated.
Such resolve, such a stoicism. I can see it in your deep dark eyes. You're filled with wisdom far beyond your years. Very well, round mortal. You have won the begrudging respect.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why does this frog get more respect than I do?
You shall earn your respect when you learn to act with dignity, puny mortal.
I concur with your familiar's advice. You should heed its wisdom, Cole. Though you are a man of good merit, you could do with a more dignified code of honor.
I don't need your sass, Nighty. I know you're still salty about yesterday. Archme blinked blankly.
I don't believe I consume an excessive amount of salt in my diet. Should I be worried?
Cole sighed and rubbed his temples. He was suddenly hit with the realization that he was surrounded by a group of lame nitwits. How did his life come to this? With a grumble, Cole yanked Malice back into his pocket before dragging everyone through the tavern door.
Hey.
Alrighty, enough with the animal show and tell. Didn't you say there'd be free food? Upon closer inspection, Sparrow's Roost Tavern was almost the exact opposite of the Bonebreakers Guild in almost every tavernish way. The place was clean and well lit, with polite waiters bustling about serving relaxed customers. Mouth-watering food and drink were steaming from every table. The complete lack of drunken shouting almost felt like whiplash. Sid glanced between his companions with nervous anticipation.
Welcome to my home. My family lives on the second floor here. It's not much compared to the Bonebreakers Guild in the Grand Cathedral, but it's cozy enough.
Are you kidding me? This place is perfect! The floors are clean, and I can actually hear myself talk without shouting. I should come visit more often. This place might be a bit too family-friendly for me.
Really? You think so? I never thought too much of it, but...
Sid felt Artemis shuffle behind him nervously. The young knight was peering about her surroundings like a cornered animal.
Is Mrs. Shrikewood here? I do hope I make a good first impression.
As Artemis anxiously shuffled about, her elbow knocked a vase off the nearby table. The sharp sound of shattering glass cut through the quiet tavern like a knife. Dozens of workers and patrons glanced up in her direction. Artemy felt her entire body freeze up. She stared back stiffly like a frozen deer.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Sid, you're here already. Why didn't you say something? A pair of small birds hurriedly fluttered down the stairs and greeted them with giddy laughter. Artemy and Cole stared blankly. They had expected to meet a pair of tall, hulking badgers like Sid. This was certainly a surprise. Oh, hello. It's wonderful to finally meet you two. Welcome to our humble little tavern. Oh, Sid has told us all about you. The older man beamed at Artemy and Cole with uncontained joy.
By the Creator, it's true! Kill non-frog friends!
The two parents exchanged triumphant high fives behind their backs. Oh, where are our manners? I'm Ilya, and this is my husband Rennet. Artemy stiffened before bowing deeply.
Greetings. I am Artemy Johanna Gauchier. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Ilya and Rennet simultaneously let out a smitten "Oh."
What a polite young lady!
A real live holy night under our roof. What a delight! Oh, look at that shiny sword and armor. Oh, this is wonderful. Artemy felt her face flush. She awkwardly shuffled behind Sid with a timid bow. Sid offered her an embarrassed smile and shrugged.
Sorry, my parents can be a little smothering sometimes. They mean well, though.
Oh no, he's lagging.
Oh, not again.
It's on my it's on my end too. But
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of the lag too.
Yeah, I think it's on for everyone. Yeah.
The stream is laggy for me as well.
Thing is, like, it does seem to just happen at random intervals. So,
you know, it happens every time I'm like opening my mic and saying stuff.
I think part of it may be because it's raining outside where I am at the moment too, rather heavily.
Mayhaps.
The other weird thing, Pink, is when we were last trying to get into karaoke, it seemed like every time you and I were trying to coexist in the server, like it just didn't like it.
Well, that is an awful omen, isn't it?
I know, right? So let's just. I think it's settling out.
Let's defy the odds, you and I.
Let's try it. You want to wind it back a line for me?
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, my parents can be a little smothering sometimes. They mean well, though.
Artemy gave a small nod.
I understand. I was just taken by surprise, that's all.
Meanwhile, Ilya had moved on to pinching Cole's cheeks like he was a child. And you must be the son of the legendary mercenary that Sid's always prattling about. My, you're as cute as a button. Hey, hands off! I take it that you're the leader of this little adventuring party. Oh, thank you so much for taking care of our little Sid. It's good to know he's in capable hands.
Mom?
Sid's face with a deep pink as he pried Cole out of his mother's pinchy clutches.
You're embarrassing me. Act cool. Didn't you say you were gonna make snacks for everyone and stuff?
Oh, how could I forget?
Ellie has been fussing over food prep all morning. You're all in for a treat.
Oh, come on, join us upstairs. The two birds beckoned them eagerly. Artemy cleared her throat and raised her hand with a hint of guilt.
Before we go, I just,
She gestured towards the pile of broken ceramic on the floor.
I accidentally knocked over your vase on my way in. My deepest apologies. I understand if you no longer wish for me to join your gathering, and...
Ilya let out an amused cackle. Oh my goodness, what a sweetie pie! Oh, don't even worry about it. I deal with worse from my regulars. She flicked a feathered hand towards the broken pieces, sparks of magic shimmering from her fingertips. Mending! A gentle glow filled the ceramic shards. They suddenly shuddered and began puzzling themselves back together. Cole watched in amazement. With another flash of light, the cracks in the ceramics sealed themselves. The surface of the vase shimmered with a polished sheen, as good as new. Wow, that's amazing! Oh, it's nothing much really, just some basic bardic magic. Ilya peered closer at Cole. Her smile widened. And if my senses aren't deceiving me, I believe I see a fellow bard within you. A wave of panic suddenly hit Cole. What? What are you talking about? I don't know any magic. Behind him, Sid was frantically making the time out gesture at his mother. Ilya was taken back for a moment before smiling. Ah, I see. Your secret is safe with me. I don't know what your reasons are for hiding your gifts, but let me assure you that you should be proud of your bardic abilities. It is an elusive and cunning class of magic. Cole cleared his throat loudly. Wow, Mrs. Shrikewood, did you used to be a bard? Yeah, the magical kind, I mean? Oh, why, yes. I used to get into all sorts of trouble in my younger days as a travelling bard. And if you'd like, I could teach you some of the tricks I know. Excitement fluttered in his chest, even as Cole attempted to swallow it back down. That would be great! I mean, if I were a magical bard, that would be really cool, but I'm not, so, yeah. Rennet suddenly clapped his hands and gestured towards the stairs.
That's enough standing around. The food's gonna get cold. Let's hurry up and eat.
I think we're gonna do this one more scene, and then I'll call it. Cole's mouth watered as he shoveled another helping of cheesy potatoes into his hungry maw. His taste buds were singing, and his entire being was on the verge of tears, sheer ecstasy. This is the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. He wiped the tears from his eyes and continued wolfing down his food. Ilya chuckled as she added another plate of hot sandwiches to the table. My, what a flatterer! Eat as much as you'd like, my dear, there's plenty more. I usually cook a lot to feed this big guy over here.
Mom.
Sid flushed and scratched his head.
I mean, Mom's cooking is good, but surely it's not as mind-blowing as you're making it out to be.
Come on, man, you didn't grow up with Hamish's dirty cooking. This is heavenly. You don't even know how good you've got it, do ya?
Other mercenaries don't cook.
Cole stuffed half a sandwich down his throat and shrugged. They just throw things into the oven and hope for the best. Most of the time our dinner is just salad and burnt meat. Cole suddenly felt the weight shift in his pocket as Malice slithered out and onto the table. The black snake flicked his tongue curiously at the food before attempting to snatch a small piece of ham. Dude, what are you doing? Snake ignored him and struggled at mouthing the ham for several moments before spitting it back out.
Where's this horrid body? I cannot chew any of this delicious food. Puny mortal.
Sorry, I clicked too fast. I twitched.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry.
Puny mortal, you must eat in my stead.
Are you crying?
I was looking forward to enjoying the pleasures of the material plane. Food and drink, sightseeing, and maybe a hot bath. These words cannot describe my utter distraught.
The little snake uncoiled and flopped his head melodramatically.
Puny mortal, you must eat in my stead. Our senses are linked, so I am able to taste whatever you taste. Alas, it is not the same as eating myself, but it will have to do.
Cole sighed and began buttering another slice of cheesy toast. Am I gonna be compensated for my tour guide services?
Your payment is the satisfaction of a job well done. Oh!
Malice wiggled indignantly as Cole flicked a chunk of hot cheese in his face.
Fool! You're wasting this precious food!
The snake turned towards Ilya and Rennet and bowed deeply.
Esteemed mortals, your culinary skills are truly awe-inspiring. Thank you for inviting us into your abode.
Fucking ice. The two old birds exchanged surprised looks. My, what a polite little pet you have there.
Thank you for the kind words. It's always gratifying to have my cheese-making skills finally be recognized.
Cole glanced up between bites of food. Are you a cheesemaker? I haven't seen you eat a lick of the stuff since we got here. Rennet's head slumped into deep melancholy.
Ah, indeed. I am a cheesemaker. Alas, I was born with the curse of lactose intolerance. I cannot even taste my own creations. At least, not without dire repercussions.
You chose to become a cheesemaker despite being unable to eat it. What drove you to do such a thing?
Rennet puffed out his chest feathers proudly.
Sometimes, life deals you an unfair life deals you an unfair hand of cards, and I cannot help but fight back out of spite. Cheesemaking is my passion. Who treasures in the world can equal the creamy goodness of a well-made cheese? Let this be a lesson to you young'uns. Never give up on your dreams, no matter the consequences you encounter. Speaking of which, I must take my leave. Axia's annual Firefly display begins tomorrow, and I must prepare my cheese cart for the occasion. If I manage to impress a few nobles with my exquisite cheese, I might finally get an investor for the cheese shop of my dreams.
Sounds like a losing battle, honestly. Who's gonna invest in a lactose-intolerant cheesemaker? Ow! Cole winced as Artemy kicked him under the table. Rennet was already halfway out the door and didn't hear any of it.
Farewell, young'uns. Thank you again for taking care of our little Sid.
Dad! Oh, he left.
Elias smiled as she made her way around the table to refill everyone's teacups. Well, your father is right. Oh, we were so worried when you said you wanted to become an adventurer. It's such a dangerous occupation. But now that we know that you have such capable companions, I can worry a little less. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm still worried sick. Ilya reached out and clutched Artemy and Cole's hands tightly. Oh, please take care of my little boy. He's my only son. I can't stand the thought of him getting hurt. Sid is such a big, strong boy, but he's got a big, sensitive side and needs someone to look out for him. Won't you two humour an old bird and promise to look out for little Sid for me? Cole and Artemy stared in shock. Ilya's eyes were furrowed in a deep, pleading anxiety. Artemy's chest lurched painfully with an ugly feeling, but she swallowed it back down.
Mom, don't do this in front of my new friends.
Very well. Lady Ilya, your compassion and concern for your son is truly inspiring. I pledge to support and protect Sid to the best of my ability, and I swear it upon my honor as a holy knight.
Yeah, what she said. Ilya let out an adoring coo. Sid, your friends are so cute. Sid buried his face in his bowl of porridge with a groan. Watch this. Down he goes.
Well, he's getting low.
Any dignity of coolness I hope to have in this adventuring party is dead.
Oh, don't sweat it, little baby Sid. You're safe with us. Sid tried to sob but choked as he accidentally inhaled a lungful of porridge. And now, as the party cheerfully continued wolfing down their food, Ilya made certain to speak to each of them privately. Now, who should she talk to first? Could we get a vote in the chat?
One sec. Let me
Cole,
try
Artemis,
something.
Sid.
I'm gonna put a message in with an emoji beside each character's name, and I want y'all to emote with whoever you want. Is that all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole needs the most. I think he should be last. Okay, sounds good.
Just give me 1 second.
Boost. I personally think Sid should be last. Okay, taking all of this into account. I wish that we had the countdown clock sound for this, because if we put this out and then you get 30 seconds, it's
Damn
like.
it, why can't I find the electricity bolts? I am so sorry. All right, fuck it. Cherub. That suits. React.
Yep. Cole, Sid, Art. Cole has the snake. Perfection. Perfection.
Yeah. It's me, puny mortal. I'm a little emoji now.
Yeah, so starting with Artemy and ending with Sid, assuming we get all three. We are going to get all three, guaranteed, so. Four people think Artemy, 2 people think start with Cole. Artemy seems very, yeah, Artemy seems very very popular to go first. Artemy first, Artemy then Cole then Sid. 2 votes for Artemy then Sid then Cole. Artemy takes this quest. I think
it does seem that like from what I'm seeing, the general thing is like Artemy first, then I think. Well, I mean Cole's. Yeah, no, like there's an extra vote for Cole, so Artemy, Cole, Sid. So bottom up.
Okay, okay, bottoms up. Artemy blinked and sat up straight as Ilya approached her with a smile. Bottoms up, Cole would be first then. Whoops. Artemy, was it? I just wanted to say that it's wonderful to have you here. I'm very grateful and relieved to know that such a capable knight will be working with my son. It's a great comfort to a stressed mother's heart. Artemy gulped nervously and bowed.
You flatter me. I'm simply performing my duty.
Oh dear, you've looked rather troubled since you had arrived here. I hope we're not making you feel uncomfortable.
Not at all. Everyone here has been wonderful. Sorry if I appear glum. I just have a lot on my mind.
I see. Well, sweetheart, if you ever need to talk to someone, this old bird is happy to lend an ear. Artemy bowed her head stiffly.
You are very kind, Lady Ilya.
Amused laughter erupted from Ilya as she covered her smiling face. Lady Ilya, who's flattering who again? You can just call me Ilya, dear. Artemy stumbled through her words as a self-conscious flush spread across her cheeks.
But I cannot possibly, perhaps Mrs. Shrikewood would be okay? I'm sorry if I'm being too forward,
Hart, you needn't apologize so much. Let me assure you that you are a wonderful guest.
Sorry, I just...
Artemy caught herself and snapped her mouth shut.
I'm just at a loss for words often. You are very different from what I imagined, Mrs. Shrikewood.
In what way? As an innkeeper, a bird, or a fellow lady?
As a mother.
A surprised look spread across Ilya's face. Artemy stiffened nervously.
Apologies if that was too forward.
Ilya laughed and waved a hand dismissively. Oh, it's fine. You're not the first person to mention it. Reddit and I get it a lot, actually. I admit that two tiny birds raising a hulking badger as their son is a rather humorous image.
No, it's not about that. I just thought you'd be more stern or strict. It's just very bewildering to see everyone here conversing so casually. Are all families like this?
Ilya's plumage drooped as she stared at Artemy quietly for a moment. She then hastily leaned across the table to refill Artemy's tea and filled her plate with more bread. Are all families like this? I'd hope so, though I know firsthand that this is not always the case. Is everything all right, dear? Artemy took her teacup and stared into the steaming contents quietly.
I confess that I recently got into an argument with my own mother, and I might be projecting somewhat. We were rarely on good terms, but today I lost my temper and actually yelled back at her.
The aghast horror she felt in that moment at the outdoor cafe was overwhelming. Artemy sighed and took a deep sip of her tea.
I've been failing non-stop in my duties lately, and now I'm afraid that I've just added fuel to the fire.
Ilya stared at Artemy in bewilderment for a solid minute before bursting out in a fit of laughter. You're stressed out because you talked back to your mother for the first time. Oh my goodness, dear, you are truly too sweet for this cruel world. When I was your age, my mother and I were constantly at each other's throats, and my sister was much worse. Actually, you're what, 20 years old? I think we'd already ran away from home at that point.
You and your sister ran away from home?
Oh, yes. And then we stole a boat and sailed as far as the sea would take us. Ilya smiled nostalgically and sighed. Listen to me, dear girl. Having the strength to stand up for yourself is a trait you should be immensely proud of. You know, in our youths, we always imagine our parents as these perfect people who automatically know what's best for you. Utter hogwash. If I have learned anything from my time as both mother and daughter, it's that I know absolutely nothing and neither does anyone else.
But you're a mother yourself. Surely you'd prefer your children to obey.
Ilya snorted humorlessly. Would I prefer Sid to take on a safer job? Of course. But I also want my son to be happy. I want him to feel safe enough to speak his mind when something's bothering him. So, when he told me he wanted to become an adventurer, I adjusted my expectations. Family is a conversation, dear. If all you do is order your children about, you're just an awful cattle driver who will end up dying alone one day. Just like my mother. Artemy just gaped, her mind swimming aimlessly. Apologies. That came out more forcefully than I intended. She sat down next to Artemy and placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. Across Ilya's aged face, wrinkled with many years of history, was a soft, sympathetic smile. I understand that guilt you must be feeling. But please remember that you deserve to be happy. And there is no shame in standing up for yourself in defense of that happiness.
I see. Thank you, Mrs. Shrikewood. You've given me much to think about.
Artemy cleared her throat. Her ears drooped timidly as she smiled up at Ilya.
Say, apologies if I am being too forward yet again, but... would it be alright if I come by the Sparrow's Roost again in the future? Your wise words are quite comforting.
Ilya laughed kindly. Of course. Any friend of Sid is welcome under my roof. I look forward to speaking with you again, dear. This is the same line. Who next? Cole. Let's be having it. So, bardic magic. How exactly does it work? Ilya had ushered Cole aside to a table lined with several glass bottles. The old bird's eyes beamed with enthusiasm. She was clearly thrilled to pass on her magical skills to a youngster. Cole couldn't help but smile reluctantly. A chance to be openly excited about magic. It was a nice feeling. See here, Cole. Bards are a peculiar class of magic users. We are not as flashy as those fireball-shooting wizards, nor are we as supportive as clerics with their healing spells. Our greatest strength is with our cunning minds and subtle misdirection. Ilya clapped her hands together with a sly grin. Young man, I am about to teach you the most useful spell in a bard's arsenal. Mage Hand. Cole squinted, unimpressed. Isn't that just a weak cantrip that moves stuff around? Indeed. Yet, with a bit of creativity, this spell can easily save lives and turn battles. It's also very useful for cleaning up the kitchen and for other chores. The possibilities are endless. Ilya's voice suddenly dipped dangerously low. Many years ago, I spotted a gang of neighbourhood hooligans bullying my young son. He was just a wee child back then. With the power of Mage Hand, I invisibly bitch-slapped those suckers from 30 feet away. Repeatedly. Give me a second. Run as they might, those hooligans never escaped my grasp. And thus, the legend of the bitch-slapping ghost persists among the Market District children to this day. You beat up a bunch of kids? Listen, dearie. You don't fuck with my son. I'm fully prepared to throw hands with a child if I must. Yeah, I mean, I would never do anything that puts it in any danger. I am just that kind of responsible boss. Cole gulped. Anyway, how does Mage Hand work? Ilya gestured towards the kitchen table that was lined with bottles. Imagine within your mind the shape of a hand. Now, reach out with your arcane magic and imagine that hand's grasping one of those bottles. Ilya flicked out her hand in demonstration. Soundlessly, one of the bottles began floating in the air as though lifted by an invisible force. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Well, keep in mind, dear, that Mage Hands is still a rather weak cantrip and can only lift around 5 pounds. Why don't you give it a try? Cole stepped forward, clenching and unclenching his hands self-consciously. Okay, just reach out in my mind, right? I got this. Cole raised an open palm and furrowed his brows. Wisps of magic flickered from his hand as he concentrated on the bottle on a table. One of the bottles abruptly toppled over and spilled cider onto the kitchen floor in a waterfall of ale. I did it! Kinda. Oh, sorry for the mess, Mrs. Shrikewood. Excellent job for your first attempt, dearie. Don't even worry about it. Just keep practicing and you'll get the hang of it in no time. Ilya magically vanished and cleaned the spill with a dismissive wave of her hand. Cole watched her casual spellcasting with fascination. Wow, that's so cool. Sure wish we could magically clean stuff back home. This would be so useful at the bar. And the supply closets. I'm sure I could teach you that as well, young man. Cleaning objects is one of the functions of prestidigitation. No, it's not that. It's just, my papa's got a pretty traditional mindset about magic. He's always going on about how magic is for the weak and all that good jazz. Icefang, did you really have to?
Yes.
Okay. Ilya raised her brow with a hint of amusement. Well, that's just utter hogwash. Magic is a part of you that must be trained and mastered, just like those muscles your father is so proud of. You owe it to yourself to nurture your strengths, dear. Would you like me to give your father a firm talk? I can be quite persuasive. Cole almost snorted out a laugh before dismissing it as a cough. You against my papa? He eyed the tiny woman doubtfully. Elia laughed and puffed up her feathers proudly. Oh, don't you worry about me, lad. Not afraid of a few buff men. I deal with worse every night within this very tavern. I'll, give it some thought. Thanks, Mrs. Shrikewood. Would you mind if I, drop by occasionally for some more magic lessons? Oh, friends of my little Sid are always welcome here. Oh, I can't wait to teach you all the tricks I've learned in my youth. We bards ought to stick together. Cole nodded eagerly. A place where he could be openly excited about magic. He felt a surprising amount of weight lift from his shoulders at the mere thought of it. One more. Sid. Sid, dear.
Yeah, Mum?
Ilya smiled gently as she pulled Sid aside. Dear, I just wanted to tell you that I am very proud of your decision to become an adventurer. I'd like to apologize if I'd been too discouraging before. I'm just very worried about you, but now that I know that you're in capable hands, I can worry a little less. Slightly less. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm still worried out of my mind, but you must keep doing what makes you feel happy.
Oh, thanks, Mum. You really don't need to fuss so much, though. I mean, I've got the Creator's Chosen and some of the world's greatest mercenary on my team. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine.
You're right, you're right. I just can't help but worry, you know. I am your mother after all. But yes, you've done a good job in choosing your companions. Ilya's worried frown suddenly melted into a teasing smile. By the way, you're still very young. Why not?
Oh God, Mum, please. Don't give me the grandchildren talk now.
Why, of course not. Whether or not you have children is solely your decision. But I'm just saying, you should take advantage of your youth while you've got it. Your new companions seem like good stock. Get out there, go on some dates, and experience some new things.
Mum, don't make this weird. We just met yesterday. Plus, Artemis, a knight of the church. I'm pretty sure she's got an oath of celibacy or something.
What about Cole? He seems like a charming young man.
What? No, why would I ever be into Cole? I'm not gay.
Ilya squinted doubtfully. You spent your entire childhood prattling on about that really buff and attractive mercenary man.
That doesn't count.
Really? You spent an awful lot of amount of time fantasizing about that man's chest muscles, though.
I'm serious, Mom. I'm 100% sure I'm not gay. That'd be really weird.
Yeah, say it louder. I'm sure you'll convince someone eventually.
Again, I do not understand what is preventing you from being happy.
Shut it, Artie. Let them talk.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Ilya's brow furrowed with concern. Why are you getting so worked up about this? Sid, I hope your father and I never gave you the impression that we disapproved. You're free to love whomever you choose.
Really? I always thought...
Sid, when did this come about? If there's something bothering you, please let me know.
Well,
Sid fidgeted uncomfortably.
Do you remember that prestigious academy you sent me to when I was younger? You know, one where you and Dad spent all your savings to pay for the tuition. And I ended up sucking really bad, and school kicked me out.
A deathly glare washed across Ilya's face. Ah, yes. Those teachers had the gall to claim you lacked any intellectual merit. The nerve! Why I ought to go back there and give them a piece of my mind?
No, no. This isn't about the teachers.
Sid scratched his head awkwardly.
Ah, during my time there, the other students kinda picked on me a lot. Specifically for crushing on the guys there. Not that I actually did, of course. I guess I just gave off that impression.
A heartbroken look fell across Ilya's face as she clutched her chest. Oh, Sid, why didn't you tell us about this?
Well, I mean... Hang on.
Oh, Icefang.
You got this.
Okay. You okay?
Take your time.
Well, I mean, I completely wasted you and Dad's life savings from getting expelled. I didn't want to disappoint you guys even more.
Ilya smiled and rested a warm hand on her son's shoulder. Dear, you are never a disappointment. Please, whatever you choose to do, you have my full support, be it in matters of career or love. If you like this Cole fellow, go for it. Though you might want to keep on your toes. Bards tend to be prickly where you least expect it.
You mean, like, physically prickly, or...?
Oh no, it's a metaphor, dear. Although I once knew this bard who cast polymorph incorrectly and... Oh, never mind, that's highly inappropriate. Ilya cleared her throat loudly. Now then, let us focus on a far more important topic. Ilya smiled as she casually reached for a bottle on the kitchen table. Glass showered across the room as an utterly feral rage overtook her. Who hurt you? These classmates of yours, I want names and addresses!
Mom, please! You can't pick a fight with these people.
Oh, don't you worry about your old ma. I've killed a man or two back in my day.
What? Please, calm down. It was just some light bullying.
Which is why we can't let them off the hook. What kind of message does that send? Bullying's only okay as long as you don't get caught. I ain't having it. Mild panic flooded through Sid's chest as he tried to ease his mother back into her seat.
Sure, maybe. But you don't have to be the person to do this.
I have the advantage here. Either I kick the shit out of them, or they have to suffer through the social scrutiny of fighting an old lady. It's a win-win, baby! Artemy chipped in from across the room.
Are we riding into battle? If so, you have my full support, Mrs. Sharkwood.
Count me in, too. I kind of want to just see where this goes.
Don't enable this! Everyone sit back down!
We are going to beat you to death mentality.
And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
Oh my god. That was really good.
I bet none of you ever expected the small tavern lady to be the best character.
She's the best character.
Jesus Christ. That was really good.
I love her with every fiber of my soul. Oh my god.
I love Ilya. Honestly.
Icefang, my darling, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Sid is just me. What the fuck? That fucking backstory, holy shit.
Oh, buddy.
I must warn you in advance, this does get expanded upon.
That's fine. I'm prepared for it now. I wasn't expecting that. Holy shit.
I didn't come into Temptations Ballad expecting to be crying like that.
Yeah, no, like, this,
Oh my
this
God.
VN has such heavy themes about just, like, family and just... I love how much, like, each one of these three, like, have, like, how different they are from each other and how their families function. Like...
Yeah.
I also just love so much how the writing is really good in terms of Sid like not feeling like he's amounted to anything and being inexperienced and having admiration for these two other people who are in positions of like having a lot of experience, quote unquote, but having some family strife and troubles. And Ilya, I love that she is kind of becoming like a foster mother to this group of people.
Yeah, I love
She's wonderful.
thematically the placement of Ilya. She's the perfect role model for all three of the main characters.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And like, I love how it doesn't feel like, to me personally, it does not feel like Ilya's character is changing to suit who she's talking to. This
Right.
all feels like different facets of Ilya that make her whole personality. And like she's showing, it's like she's showing the attention that each one of them needs. Like she comforts Artemis, she like encourages and like helps Cole with his curiosity, and she discusses with Sid like his past and just like his emotions and just bullying, and just like it's so good to characterize her because none of it feels forced, and she is like
It's
the scene
lovely.
entirely, every single one, not one, like they're all so fucking good, and just
That's just how it is, dearie. I'm a mother, or at least how I'd like to think every mother should be.
Yes, totally.
I just love so much how Cole and Artemis, different flavors of like strife within the family, but there's some feeling of not having support from these people that are supposed to have your back. And I love how Sid, to him, it feels like, oh, these two are picking me up. Like, who am I to be with these two great people? And I love how this episode, exactly. And I love how this episode shows to Sid, it's like, my parents just want to meet you guys. So like, it's just a casual thing, but Cole and Artemis walk into this and they're finding something so important from Sid. It's like Sid's pulling them up rather than the other way around.
This is part of why I relate to Sid. That feeling of what right have I to be with these people is something that I experience a lot.
Oh, Pink.
So seeing it play out like this is just... I have such an affection for these characters. They're so important because I see bits of myself in all three of them. And what are you talking about? Icefang, you are literally the person. I mean this in the nicest way I can possibly mean it. But you are the person from which these feelings stem for me.
No, I'm Sid every day. All you guys.
A role model, a kind
How are
hearted
you?
person. Do you have any idea how happy I was when you asked me to join you?
Guys.
Sweethearts.
God.
And now I'm here, standing among you all like this, doing this for you.
Are we trauma bonding? Did I come in at a...
Oh god. I apologize. I don't mean to dump my personal stuff on everyone every time.
Never apologize.
Never.
Never apologize for this.
I am so glad to like, that you feel like, close enough to like be vulnerable with us and stuff, right? It's very sweet, and I love this sort of thing.
And having this story together with you all, this evolution of our relationships, our feelings, it's a character arc of my life, and I love it, and I can't predict how it ends. I can't, and for once, I can't predict how it ends. I don't see an ending. Do you understand what that means? I don't see it ending.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful, really. Also, Twin said here, like, you don't understand, but you changed my life. I'm in the same boat, honestly. I think I already talked to this to Icefang. Well, man, you guys are being life changing for me.
And we are very, very lucky to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Speaking of you, Connie, I apologize, but I must bring the spotlight upon you. For your
let's give it up
first
to the
voice
star of the show.
acting session, I truly believe with my heart and soul that you have absolutely crushed it. Going
Yes.
from
Connie, you're so talented.
incredibly imposing growls to baby Malice. My
Yeah, no, like, okay, so I do want to say, like, Pink's Ilya is so good, and just like you portray her perfectly, but I'm sorry, Connie was the show stealer.
Yeah.
Connie was amazing.
So amazing.
Connie, you are so crazy talented. You have no idea.
It was extremely good performance,
guys.
Connie. Just so good.
It was like
In my
perfect
head-
cartoon villain.
Yeah.
It really was. In my head, I was imagining Ilya to have like kind of like a doting like Fran Drescher sort of voice, but I really love what Pink did with it.
Yeah, honestly.
Both
from
of his
Irish?
parents, like Pink and Alistair, you guys. When I hear the two of you talking,
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the
The
park,
Sid's
like
parents.
honestly.
So wonderful.
Seriously.
You
Hold on a
were
second.
literally the characters. Like it's like I wasn't hearing you. I was hearing the characters.
Aww.
And that's
I
So
have a
that
bit
was
of
wonderful.
experience with doting Irish mother hens, and it really felt like it fit the character in my eyes. So
It fits so well. You have no idea. Like
does.
every line out of your
She's-
mouth is perfect.
Yeah.
You absolutely.
She stole our hearts so fast.
It was
Boost,
She
if you
absolutely
practice vo-
did.
if you end up practicing voice acting because of this boost, I might just cry again. I have to
Hey,
say
hey.
again at the end of this now because I'm.
Sorry for interrupting, Pink. You go ahead.
No, drag me out of my thoughts, love. You do what you do best.
Yeah.
I need this. I know
Well-
you know what I need.
Well, Boost, like, if I may take over, if you do want to get into voice acting, and if you ever want any extra pointers, or you want to just like help with practice, by all means, come to us. We will help you out, my guy.
Yeah.
The
Like
purpose of this server is for building that.
I know good strategies for practicing hobbies because the stuff I like doing often requires like routine and consistency, and this is something I was talking about with Alstar, but being in these circles and coming to these hangouts has been really great for my esteem needs, and it's making me want to self-actualize a lot more. It's literally like yeah, I mean, there's like it's more than just the togetherness and having a group of friends. It's like I feel uplifted enough that it's making me want to do more, and just all the support and stuff is really great to enable that. Yeah.
I feel the same, honestly. Like I was still in voice acting school before I got to the Echo server, which was where everything started. And I don't know, like I talked to Pink first, and Pink basically
And
like, to Icefang, and that was my uplifting. Like even though I was in voice acting school, I never uploaded anything besides the Moscow lecture voice I did, and I uploaded on Twitter. Like that was the only thing.
I love your Moss Collector dub.
So good.
So good.
But yeah, like I never got like the chance, that because I never had like the courage to share anything. It was something. Now
I just wanted to. Oh, go ahead. Keep going. No, you keep going.
But now, like thanks to you guys, I'm just gathering enough courage to just jump in here and just do voices and showing you some auditions I'm getting ready for, and it's just I just wanna make you see how much you're changing my life, honestly.
Well, if ever you need anything in terms of pointers, advice, or even just to talk, this is what this is for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to
That's-
say, Boost, I don't want you to feel like training or experience or any of that like should be a barrier, because if there's anything I've learned from trying to do voice acting stuff, it's just putting it out there and having the courage to just play around.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
this sort of format is perfect for that sort of mentality, because I know none of you guys are gonna judge my shit.
Oh no, not at all.
And
If you'll
yeah.
allow me to jump in here real quick, just with my own interjection, is that literally this is how I got into voice acting. Reading stories like
Oh, wow.
this first to myself on my own, just in my room, just reading these by myself. Then eventually roping Pink into this, and then just it all built up to this point, and like. It doesn't have to be as rigid, and it's not, you don't have to think of it as learning. You can think of it as just a fun activity and just build upon that in your own time.
Just playing and sharing with friends.
And it can feel sometimes whenever you are so used to just consuming all of the content that is your role in the dynamic. All these people make what you consume, and who are you to dare encroach upon that? But the lines aren't nearly as clear cut, and the walls are not nearly as insurmountable as you might think. I mean,
Yeah. Part of me.
here.
Sorry. Was that your thought?
That was my thought.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Part of me is like hearing everyone's reactions to the writing and shit, and part of me is thinking like I could do that. Like I could write it again. Like that would be so fucking awesome.
I want to dive in real quick. Seth, are you right, buddy?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's a good emotion, I promise.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to check on you, honestly.
No, I'm just enjoying listening in on it, everybody. Don't mind me.
Oh my god.
No, I
if
will
only
mind
I
you.
could
Come
hug
here.
everyone,
You're getting hugs.
every single.
Okay, that's acceptable. I accept hugs.
I want to hug every single one of you, honestly.
Mhm.
I feel the exact same way.
That's so real.
How far we've come.
Exactly.
It's for me, it's so interesting and so nice to just be around all of you these days, because it's a very different experience from the social group I've been with for so long. And it's a social group where, even though I've enjoyed myself for a lot of it, I've recognized the deficiencies and what's lacking there. And what it's always been is exactly this sort of positive nature and encouraging, the being excited about what people are doing and wanting to help and support. And it's kind of a realization that when you don't have that, even if you want to be self-motivated, it can kill your motivation all the same. So having people again around who are just all pushing for it's really nice. It's genuinely very sweet.
I am really, really glad about that, because I worry a lot of times about, like, am I being too saccharine? Because I know at least where I am in Ireland, it's not really in our culture to be as uplifting or as supportive. It's just not
Same here.
something that people
Little bit,
around
yeah,
me
same
are
here.
raised to be.
Yeah.
And I understand that probably a lot of this is neurotypical as well. And I really do not feel that. I'm still pursuing a diagnosis, but I really do not feel ever that I have been the same. And so I never understand what is considered appropriate in terms of how to give to these people that you love so much. So knowing that the support and the positive words aren't just received with, oh, this is him and his usual melodrama. We'll nod and we'll smile and we'll say that we appreciate it, and it'll go by like every other encounter does.
What?
No.
No.
Or just
That it isn't that,
make it a
and that
phase.
it genuinely does have this.
Don't make me tap the sign, Pink.
We're all diverging in the same direction, yes. But to know that it has this positive effect, this tangible positive effect, it can make me worry a little less. slightly less.
Well, hey, even a little comfort is comfort.
This is what I love to do. But yes, so was the beginning of Chapter 2 of Temptations Ballad.
And with that, the recording shall now stop now, so say your farewells.
Farewell again.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you for
joining.
all of you.
I'll see you around.